Hello everyone. Now I am going to explain about the Dijkstra algorithm. The main aim of this experiment is implement Dijkstra algorithm to compute the shortest routing path. Now you can observe in the computer networking, whenever we want to transmit a data from sender to receiver, the data should be reached with taking less time. So to find out a shortest path, one of the algorithm will be used in the networking, that is Dijkstra algorithm. To implement this Dijkstra algorithm, so in this lab, we are going to use a compiler called as Turbo C compiler. Now I am going to explain the programming about the Dijkstra algorithm. So now you can observe here there is a graph. This graph we call it as a weighted graph. So weighted graph means there is a node and distance from one node to another node. So that is indicated with the value. So that one we call it as a weighted graph. So in this weighted graph, there are 5 nodes are there. So that is 0th node, first node, second node, third and fourth node. So now you can observe here from 0th node to the first node, the weight that is here I am considered as a distance. Distance is 4. From 0 to 2, there is no direct connection. If I want to transmit a data from 0 station to the second station, it has to pass through the some connecting device. Now we can observe, now if I want to transmit data packets from 0 to second node, either it can move from 0 to 1 and 1 to 2, or another path is like this 0 to 3 and 3 to 2. Now we can observe here, if I proceed with this path 0 to 1 and 1 to 2, the total weight cost will become 7. Whereas if I pass the data packet from 0 to 3 and 3 to 2, the weight cost become 12. So now we can observe here what you can understand. If I data packet move through third node, it will take more time because weight cost become 12. Whereas if data packet is moved through the 0 to 1 and 1 to 2, the distance is only 7, cost weight is 7. It will take less time to reach the destination. So now we can observe here I am considered only the 5 nodes. In an internet or networking, there are plenty of nodes will be there. So that's why to find a shortest path, there is a automated program should be there before transmitting a data packet. Now in this experiment, we are concentrating how to implement this Dijkstra algorithm. So before proceeding to the program, so now if you understand the concept, so first if I consider this 0th node as a reference node, so here I'm considering I want to transmit a data from 0th node to the remaining nodes. So now you can observe 0 node to 0 node. That means data packet is moving to the same node, means distance is 0. If data packet is moving from 0 to 1, distance is 4. Here I am indicated as 4. Similarly, from 0 to 2, there is no direct connection. So at that time, it is going to be considered as a infinite. If no direct connectivity means it will be considered as a infinite. Similarly, from 0 to 3, direct connection is there. It weight cost is 8. Similarly, from 0 to 4 node, there is no direct connection. That's why it is considered as a infinite. Similarly, if I consider what is the distance from the first node to the 0th node. Now you can observe first node to the 0th node is 4. So here it is indicated in the matrix. Similarly, from first node to the first node, it will be 0. Next, first node to the second node, the distance is 3. And first node to third node, there is no direct connection. So that's why it is specified as infinite. So next, first node to the fourth node, there is no direct connection. It will be considered as a infinite. So next, if I take second node as a reference, so here from second node to the 0th node, there is no direct connectivity. So that's why it is indicated as infinite. Next, second node to the first node, there is a direct connectivity and its weight cost is 3. So here in the matrix, it is indicated as 3. So next, from second node to the second node, same node, the distance will be 0. So next you can observe from second node to the third node, the distance is 4. So it is indicated. So next from second node to the fourth node, there is no direct connection. So that's why it will be considered as infinite. Similarly, if I take the third node, from third node to zeroth node, there is a direct connection. It weight cost is 8. That's why it is entered here, 8. Next, third node to the first node, it is no direct connection, infinite. Similarly, from third node to second node, there is a direct connection and its weight cost is 4. Here you can observe there is a weight cost of 4. Next, from third node to fourth node, there is a direct connectivity and its weight cost is 7. So here you can observe it is entered as 7. So now once I take the last node, that is 4, from fourth node, it is not directly connected to zeroth node, first node and second node. That's why all these column will become infinite. But it is connected, fourth node is directly connected to third node. So that's why it weight cost is 7. Here it is entered as 7. Next, fourth node to fourth node is 0. See, now we can observe these are the information I can obtain when the intermediate nodes are know what is the distance. Now after this, still if you got an infinite, it is not a solution. I have to replace infinite by some known value. So to do that one, we are go with the concept called as Dijkstra algorithm. So now I'll proceed with explaining the programming. Now you can observe before proceeding to the programming, I have to take all these weighted graph values. So that's why I need something arrays. So using array concept, I'm going to store some weighted values from one node to another node. Then after that, I'm going to apply some logic to find out a shortest path. Now you can observe what logic I'm going to use. See, if I consider here before proceeding to the program, if I consider I want to transmit a data from 0th node to second node, there are two possible paths are there. First possible path is 0 to 1, 1 to 2. Another possible path you can observe 0 to 3 and 3 to 2. Now if two possible paths are there, out of which my Dijkstra algorithm should transmit a data through less weighted graph. So now here less weighted graph you can observe 4 and 3, this weight cost will become 7. If I proceeded the data transmission from 0 to 3, 3 to 2, it weight cost become 12. Now we can observe if I compare these two weight cost, 12 is greater than 7. That's why the algorithm will decide this is a shortest path. Now we can observe to do that one, we'll go ahead with using this Dijkstra algorithm. Now wherever the infinity is there, it has to be replaced with some finite values. Now I'll proceed with the program. So here you can observe Dijkstra algorithm will be implemented using C programming. So if I anyway, the C programming will start with the first line or first statement, what we call it as #include stdio.h. So now you can observe this is a header file which contains the definitions of all the keywords like printf, scanf, standard input output. Input output files are the printf and scanf. Those definitions will be present with the header file. That file will be included to program. Similarly, there is another header file, another header file we are going to include, that is conio.h. Conio.h means we want to fix the output screen. Once I execute a program, I have to fix the output screen because the user should see the result. So that's why we are using one of the function called as getch. To support getch, we need conio.h header file. Next, we can observe the third statement here, define infinite 99. Now we can observe in the mathematics, generally we are choosing infinite, but practically we don't have infinite value. That's why we are fixing a maximum value is 99. So now you can observe here I'm using something called as preprocessor directive called as #define. What that #define will do in a program, wherever the infinite keyword is there, this will be replaced by 99. So this will happen before compilation. So that's why it is called as preprocessor directive. Similarly, I'm using another statement, next statement. Here you can observe #define max 10. So what it is going to do? So wherever the max is there, it will be replaced with 10 in a program. So next you can observe there is a next statement as defined start node 0. So that means start node will be replaced by 0. Now we can observe here I am using one function. So this statement is a function declaration. So here you can observe actually we are using a function because whatever the repetitive task is there, that I want to make it as a one group of statements. So what is the main advantage? If you go ahead with using a function, it will reduce the length of code. Now we can observe here I am using a function called as digestra, and it is going to accept two values. One is a cost value, another one is a n value. So it is like it is accepting a values. Next, the program will start with the function called as main. Now you can observe in the main, I'm declaring one variable called as cost max and max. Now we can observe what is this? Cost is a variable. What type of variable? It is a two-dimensional array variable. Now you can observe I specified this is a cost. It is a two-dimensional array variable. What it is going to do? It is going to preserve max means 10. 10 by 10. Totally it will become 100 memory location. 10 rows, 10 columns. So it will become 100 memory location. What you can understand, maximum this program will execute for maximum of 10 nodes. Not more than that. There is a limitation. So then after that, I'm using some of the other variables like I, J. These are used for the looping purpose. And N and U. This is a variable. It is used for how many number of nodes you want to perform. So that will be stored with the N. So once I go ahead with the next statement, here you can observe next statement is printf enter the number of vertices. Vertices are nodes. So here, what is a graph? Your weighted graph, whether it is a 5-node graph or 6-node graph, 7-node graph. According to that, first program has to accept the number of vertices. So that number of vertices will be stored to the variable called as n. Here in this experiment, I am going to consider, because I shown the weighted graph, it is of 5 nodes. So that's why I'm going to enter a n value will be 5. After that, now we can observe enter the cost matrix. So now we can observe why I'm choosing this enter the cost matrix, because from the weighted graph, the programmer has to enter the distance from one vertices to another vertices or one node to another node. So that is a repetitive task. That's why I went with using a for loop. Now we can observe why I'm choosing two for loops, because it has to store one row. After storing the one row, and it has to go for the second row. So that's why I went with two for loops. And where it is storing to the cost variable, that is array variable. So now we can observe here, just now I shown cost is a array variable, two-dimensional array variable. Once user enter, now we can observe first user will enter 0. That will be stored to the 0th location, 0th row, 0 column of cost variable. Similarly, once the user enter 4, it will be stored to the 0th row and first column. Like that, it will go on accepting the weight cost of a graph. So this is a thing is going to happen when I execute this block of codes. After that, now you can observe once we have this, now what is the next step? The Dijkstra algorithm should work, because wherever 99 is there, it is not a shortest path. It has to replace with some finite values. So that's why here I'm calling a function called as Dijkstra. So now we can observe once we call this function, your controller of program will go to the function definition of Dijkstra. So now I'll proceed with the definition, function definition of Dijkstra. So now we can observe in the Dijkstra, so whatever the value you are going to pass, so cost max int of n. Now we can observe before that what value I am passing. I am linking the cost with n. So here n value is 5, and the cost value, what is the value we are going to store, that value will be present. So now we can observe first. So I'm using some extra variable to perform the shortest distance. So what are the variable I'm going to use? One variable like array variable I'm going to choose. It is like a distance. So here you can observe distance of max. So once I declare like this, so the compiler will preserve a array name called as distance. It is going to preserve 10 memory location. Similarly, next there is another array variable that is predefined, PRED max. So it is also going to preserve 10 continuous memory location. So next we can observe there is another variable called as visited. So visited also one array variable. It is going to store 10 memory location. Next we are using some other intermediate single dimension like normal variable like count, minimum distance, next node, ij. So after this, now we can observe I have to copy this content weighted value to the distance predefined and visited. To do that one, we are using some value like for loop. So now what will happen? So initially the I value is 0. So if I value is 0, the I is less than n because n value is 5. The condition is true. Once it is true, it will enter to the for loop. Now what is the statement is written inside the for loop? Cost of start node and I. So now you can observe start node, it is a preprocessor directive. It was replaced with 0. Now what happens? 0 and I value is 0. That is cost of 0, 0. Cost of 0, 0 value is 0. This value will be copied to the distance of I. Now what will happen? Distance of 0 memory location will be filled with 0. Previously it was empty memory location. Now it was assigned the cost of start node and I. After that, what is the next statement? Now you can observe next statement is start node is assigned to the predefined of array. Now start node initial value it is declared as 0. 0 will be assigned to predefined I. Now here you can observe initially this memory location was empty and now it is assigned with 0 value. After this, now we can observe once again I am assigning 0 to visited I. Now we can observe this memory location also assigned with 0. So after assigning these values to these memory location, now where the controller will go, it will come back to the increment of for loop. Now we can observe if increment for loop, what happens? I value will be incremented. Then if I value is incremented, now value of I will become 1. 1 is less than 5. Condition is true. Once the condition is true, once again controller will enter to for loop. Now we can observe here it will execute this statement. If it execute these three statements, what will happen? See now these values will be assigned to the distance. Why? Because cost of 0 and I value is 1. Now what is the value I am going to get? Cost of 0, 1 means 0th row and first column. This value is 4. Now 4 is assigned to where? Distance of 1. Distance of 1 is this memory location. It is assigned 4 to the distance of 1. And after that, what is the next statement? Start node. Anyway, start node is 0. 0 is assigned to the predefined of I means this is 1. Here it is assigned. Next, similarly, 0 is assigned to the visited of I. I value is 1. This is also assigned. After that, once again, the controller will go to the incrementing the for loop. Now, if for loop I value is incremented means I value become 2. Now it will check the condition whether 2 is less than 5. Yes, it is true. If it is true, this statement once again it will execute. If it is execute all these three statements, what will happen to the distance, predefined and visited variables? Now we can observe these values will be assigned. Distance will be assigned with 99, predefined will be assigned with 0 and visited will be assigned with 0. After that, once again, controller will go to the beginning of for loop and I value will be incremented. Now we can observe if I value is incremented, then I value become 4. Now we can observe if it is 4, 4 is less than 5, condition is true. If it is true, it will enter the loop and it will execute these three statements. If it execute these three statements, the value will be assigned to these variables, array variables. Now we'll get like this 8, 0, 0. After that, once again, it will go to the beginning of for loop. Then it will check the condition. Condition will be true. Once again, it will execute these three statements. It is a repetitive statements. Now we'll assign with these values. 99 will be assigned and 0, 0 will be assigned. After that, now we can observe this is a 0th index, first index, second index, third index, and the fourth index. Once fourth value, like 5 values are entered, that is enough. So now what your controller has to do, it has to come out of the loop. Now I value become, I is incremented. If I value is incremented, I value become 5. 5 is less than 5, condition fails. Once the condition fails, controller will come to the outside the for loop. Outside the for loop, what is the statement I written? You can observe the statement is written like this. Distance of start node value is 0. 0 will be assigned to what? Distance of start node. So distance of 0 is 0 only, 0 will be assigned. And visited 0 is equals to 1. Now we can observe 1 value will be assigned to the visited 0. Now previously the visited 0 was 0. Now the 1 is assigned to the this memory location. So after this, next you can observe I am using a one variable. So that is count variable. 1 should be assigned to count. Now you can observe here there is a memory was preserved for the count. So that memory location is filled with the 1. So after that it will continue with the execution. So next I'll proceed with the next block of code. So here next block of code, I want to perform the shortest distance. So now we can observe to perform the shortest distance. So here I am using a something called as while looping statement. So generally while looping statement will be used. I want to execute set of statement repeatedly. Now you can observe how many times it has to perform. So that will be decided based on this condition. So here you can observe there is a condition. Here I am using count less than n minus 1. This is a condition. The statement will be executed till the condition is true. Once the condition becomes false, the controller will come out of the while loop. Now what is the statement I am using here inside the while loop? So I am using like infinity, that is min distance is equals to infinity. So infinity, it is a preprocessor directive. So what I have made, infinity will be replaced by 99 during the compilation time. So 99 will be assigned to minimum distance. This is a one normal variable. So this minimum distance memory location will be assigned with 99. So after that, what is the next statement I'm using? For I is equals to 0. Now we can observe already we have the memory location for the I variable. So that will be assigned with 0. Then 0 is less than 5. Condition is true. Then what will happen? Controller will enter to the for loop. In the for loop, I return once again there is a if loop. So here you can observe there is a one condition. What condition I specified in the if loop? Distance of present value of I is 0. So distance of 0, what is the value? Distance of 0 value is 0. So here 0 will be there. Distance of 0 is 0. So 0 less than. So now we can observe what is the variable I'm using, mean distance. Mean distance, what is the present value? Mean distance present value is 99. And see, now we can observe this is a logical and there is another variable I'm using, not of visited I value is 0. That is visited variable. Visited 0 memory contains 1. Not of 1 means this value becomes 0. Now we can observe 99 and with 0, the resultant will becomes 0. Now we can observe 0 is less than 0, condition fails. Once this condition fails, controller won't enter to the if block. This statement won't execute. Now where it will go? It will go back to the increment the for loop. So here what I am incrementing? I am incrementing the I value. Now we observe this location. What will happen if we increment I? Now you can observe if I increment I value becomes 1. Once it becomes I value become 1, then once again controller will go for the condition check. So here what is the condition check? I is less than n. So I is less than n means I present value is 1 is there. 1 is less than 5. Condition is true. Then it will enter the for loop. Now what is a, in the inside a for loop, I'm using if block. So here in the if block, distance of 1, what is our present value distance of 1? Present value distance of 1 is 4. 4 is less than mean distance. The present value of mean distance is 99, and logical and. Now we can observe visited of 1. What is the value? Visited of 1 value is 0. Not of 0 means it value become 1. Now we can observe if I'm both the values are 1 is there, obviously the resultant will be 1. So now this condition will become true. If this condition true, then this block will be executed. These inside these blocks. Now if I execute this block, now we observe mean distance memory location will be modified. What value will be assigned? Distance of first. What is the distance of first is there? 4 will be assigned to mean distance. Now we observe here mean distance value is going to be changed once I execute this statement. Now mean distance value is modified to 4. After this, once the controller go for executing the next statement, what is the next statement I return? Next node is equals to I. So now we can observe next node memory location contains what? Initially it is 1. Here what you are doing, I is assigned to next node, that means same. So 1 will be assigned to 1. After that, it will controller will come back to the for block. So now once again I value will be incremented. Now you observe here I value is 1. Now if I increment I value, now I value will be changed to 2. I memory location is changed to 2. Now once again it will go for the condition check. 2 is less than 5. Condition is true. Then distance of 2. Here you can observe distance of 2 value is 99. Is less than mean distance value is 4. Now obviously 99 is less than 4. Condition fails. Then what will happen? The controller won't execute these block of statement. It will go back to the for loop beginning. Now you can observe once again I need to incrementing the I value. If I increment the I value, the memory location of I will increase. So now I value will changes to 3. Now once it becomes 3, the controller will check this condition. 3 is less than 5. So condition is true. Then it will enter, it will execute this statement. What is the distance of 3 is there? Distance of 3 is 8. So now here I'm going to get a value like 8 less than mean distance. Mean distance value is 4 and with, so visited I value is 3. This is also 0. So here I'm going to get 1. This condition fails. If this condition fails, the controller won't execute this block of statement. Then once again, it will go to the beginning of for loop. I value will be incremented. Now you observe I memory location will be modified. Once I value is incremented, now I value will become 4. Now it will check the condition. 4 is less than 5. Condition is true. Then it will check with this. That is distance of 4. Distance of 4 value is 99. Here you can observe distance of 4 is 99. 99 less than, then mean distance value is 4 ampersand with this is also 1. Now the condition become fails, then these two test statement won't execute. After that, now we can observe what will happen. Controller will come back to the for loop increment. Once it is incremented, now what will happen? I value become 5. Now you observe once this statement is executed, I value become 5. Now once I value become 5, 5 less than 5 condition fails. Once it fails, controller will come out of this for loop. Once it come out of this for loop, there is a next code will be executed. What is the next code? To find the better node, that is shortest path node. That is check if a better path exists through a next node. Now here what is the code I'm using to find a better path? So now we can observe here there is a one variable is there, that is visited array. So what I am doing, next node, here previously the next node value was 1. That means this value, you can observe this value was initially 0 was there. So if you observe initially it was 0, once it execute this statement, now what happens? Next node value, so that is next node value was 1, visited of 1, memory location will be filled with 1. After this, what is the next statement? For I is equals to 0. Now we can observe this value, in previously it was 0, 5. Now once this statement is executed, the value of I will be changed to 0. After this, it will go for condition check. 0 is less than 5 because n value is 5 is there. So this condition becomes true. Then what will inside a for loop? So not of visited 0. Now see, now you can observe visited 0 value is 1. 1 not. That means this value becomes 0. Not of 1 will be 0. Condition fails. If this condition fails, this statement won't execute. If this statement won't execute means once again controller will back to the for loop beginning. Now what you are doing? Incrementing the I value. Now you observe I value initially it was 0. If I increment, I value is changes to 1. Okay, I value will changes to 1. So once it changes to 1, okay, once it changes to 1, so like that it is go on executing. I will be incremented and it will execute till the I value become 5. So after that, now once again the count value will be incremented. Then here the count value will changes to 2. See, these repetitive tasks will be done for all the nodes. So now once we do execute all the repetitive, so I'm going to get at the finally I'm going to get the shortest path and which are the intermediate nodes will be followed. Now for example, I want to transmit data from 0 to 2. I shown in the graph there are two paths are there. Either it can be passed through the 1 or it can be passed through the 3 node. But the shortest path was 0 to 1 and 1 to 2. It was a shortest path. So that type of result I am going to get once I run the complete program. So now I'll show the complete program. This is a block, set of block. It is used to print the final result. So now you can observe in this final result will be printed like this. So I want a result distance of node 1 is equals to what is the distance from what node to what node and which path it has to be followed. So that type of resultant I am going to get. So that result will be, so this is a final result I am going to get once I execute the program. So now here what are the things you are going to get? First you need to enter the number of vertices. So here the number of vertices I chosen is 5 because 5 nodes are there. Then I have to enter the cost matrix. Now you can observe I entered like 0, 4, 99, 8, 99. So like that for all the nodes what is the distance, everything is entered. Once we enter this information, the distance vector algorithm program will run, executes and it will give a result. What is the shortest path from one node to another node? So this information I am going to get to. What it is indicating? Now you can observe distance of node 1 is 4. That means from 0th node to first node. So if I take the graph, so this is a graph 0, 1, 3 and 2 and here there is a 4th node is there. So from distance 0 to 1 is 4. So this is a shortest path. So that's why here it is specifying 0 to first node, the weight cost is 4, minimum distance is 4 and it has to be followed like this 0 to 1 only. It should not follow like 0 to 3, 3 to 2 and 2 to 1. That is not a shortest path. This is a shortest path. And next you can observe distance of node from 0 to 2. We have two possible paths. Either it can be proceeded from 0 to 1 and 1 to 2. Our next is 0 to 3, 3 to 2. Now shortest path is this path. because it is weight cost is 7. Now you can observe my program should give this path only. Now you can observe distance of node 2 is weight cost is 7 because 4 plus 3 7, and which path it has to be followed from 0 to 1 and 1 to 2. See, 0 to 1 node and 1 to 2, this path has to be followed. Next you can observe next for distance from 0th node to 3rd node direct path, this weight cost was 8. And now we can observe here this weight cost was 4. So distance of node 3 from 0 is a reference node. From 0 to 3, this is a direct weight cost is 8. It has to be forwarded from 0 to 3 only directly. And next distance from 0 to 4. See, now we can observe 0 to 4. Here it has to be forwarded like this from 0 to 3, 3 to 4. This is the shortest path. So now weight cost is 15. 8 plus 7, it is 15. And the data has to be transmitted initially 0th node to 3rd node. See, like this, 0th node to 3rd node, and from 3rd node to 4th node. So it is shown. So now what you can understand, nowadays also we are using almost all in data transmission. Dijkstra algorithm is a famous algorithm for finding the shortest path.